Right, hello, this is a stream that I'm testing out here, and we'll see how this works out. Alright, first of all, there's one thing I want to try, and I don't know how badly this is going to screw up. I got this chat window, and it does something weird. I don't think it's going to even show up. Alright, there it goes. Okay, does that show up as a screen? That's my question, because I don't quite understand. So this is just going to be a minute, because I just did something weird by adding the chat screen, and I don't know if that did something because it does something on my end. All right, but what does it show? Does it show anything on? Nope, doesn't show a darn thing. Wow, amazing. All right, so all I have here is the two cameras, and it doesn't show chat. But I brought chat into the OBS. In fact, no, I can't even show it because it's OBS. OBS doesn't let you show OBS. Okay, I can make this, okay, I got out of that. All right, I was just wondering, because it gave me this option to put chat, and I'll do it again, right in there, but it doesn't change the screen at all. And I don't see any option, yeah, I don't see any option. It makes the two camera screens very small, but I can't quite. Yeah, I don't see any use for it being big. Go big red. Is there something that says go big red in here? All right. So this has no structure. I'm just playing with this. I wanted to see if OBS had any updates. I wanted to see if this would work. I got a meeting room, of course, but only till 11:30, I believe. And my phone smells like Cheetos, I think. A little bit. Talking on the old rotary phone. Let me make this bigger because this is pretty cool. And it's heavy. This is like 15 pounds. Oops, checking out trying to expand the wrong screen here. Check my phone out. So it's a rotary phone, and let me help people remember what these are like. Okay. Oh, it's still in use. I actually unplugged it, and I might get in trouble. This telephone is for emergencies only, no long distance required. But check this out. This is a rotary phone that's still in use at this library that I just kind of grabbed. And somebody actually called. Remember these? We're done talking now. Okay, goodbye. Or hang up. Yeah, all calls are recorded. All right, we're hung up now. And this has to have some weight, because this is kind of a heavy spring. There we go. All right, let's call somebody. What do you first do when you want to call somebody? First, you take the phone off the hook, set it off to the side, and then make your call. Let's say, I don't know, my old phone number when I lived in Rice Lake is 715-234-8880 in Rice Lake, Wisconsin. So let's say I want to call long distance to Rice Lake, Wisconsin. All right, let's see if I can do this right. All right, 7 1 5 2 3 4 8 8 8 0. Or I guess if you want to call just the operator, you just dial 0. So I would hang up and then call the operator, and tell the operator to call that number for me. Hello, Mom. So how are you doing? It's been a while. This is got a time machine quality to it. I feel like I'm back in the old days, where one phone covered several families. Remember that, Mom? Remember how life was back then, when we didn't have all that? Well, we didn't have all that invasive technology that disrupts our lives. Remember that? That was those were the days. But we had our own type of technology back then that was, I can't say much easier to work with, because we did have our moments with some of that technology, like trying to get the VCR plugged into the TV. You remember that? You ran over the kitten when you got when you got too frustrated dealing with it, had to take it back. Yeah, those were the days. So, can you call it? Yeah, give me some phone numbers to call. I need some numbers. See if this. I could plug this back in, and actually, it might make some ringing noises. But we do have the warning that it's for emergencies only. So, if you want to call 911, let me hang up here. Bye, Mom. All right, let's call another number. Let's say, remember you know 911. Did 911 come out when rotary phones were around? Because look at this. You got, how long does it take me to get to call 911? All right. Oh my God, some axe murderer is breaking into the library. Oh, I better call the, okay, I better hurry up and boom, just like that. So it's not a speed dial, and you don't press 3 buttons quickly. This is a rotary phone. It takes some time. Yeah, it's like just being. Yeah, this is still the handle that you use. The old type of handle. There might be a wire in here. I gotta check. There's cotton. What's cotton doing in there? I've never seen cotton in there before. Cotton. Actually, the wire would be in the speaker part. So you just screw it back on. So let's see here. What do we got here? Any more cotton? This could probably use a cleaning. But oh, I just disabled it completely. I think it's pretty easy to connect though. It's just a ring, and these two little nodule things only need to make contact with it. So holding it down and whatever, screw it back in. So is there a wire in there? I can't tell. Anybody? Does that look like any kind of listening device in there? So I don't think so. They'd have to connect it through the phone line too. I don't know how that works. Is there any kind of listening device in the actual phone? See, it's unplugged. So yeah, I think this is a neat little prop. It reminds me of the days. But I mean, I'm talking early days. Like, in fact, my family never used the rotary phone. Is in my grandma's time frame, not my parents so much. My parents grew up with the rotary phone with my grandparents, but they advanced to the touch button. Let's see, there's no longer the attention span to memorize a phone number anymore. So let's see, any more attention span has been bred out of people. Dial 0 and ask the operator to assist in stitching Ma Bell's station in order to make international. Ma Bell? She's got an international station? If the library and Natty had only those, it would give them time to think about what they're doing when they come. You gotta really you gotta really think before you dial 911 on the rotary phone. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure there's been people who have called on the 911 on a rotary. But I think the 911 came in after. This is a little off too. It got dropped. This thing is so heavy. You can see that on the bottom, like the bevel, it's off where it's off center. So it might not, the numbers might not be accurate. And this is for emergencies only, like I said. There's no emergency phone number on here. So you got to call, the only emergency number I'm aware of is 911. So they have it, they have a rotary, the library set up a rotary phone for emergencies only. And I guess I assume that the emergency number is going to be 911. And this is actually plugged in. So if you have an emergency in this break room, and you could see I'm in a break room, and it's also a meeting room, that if you have an emergency and nobody has a working phone, we still have a landline with the rotary, and you just make your emergency call number. Everybody's emergency number might be a little different. Maybe somebody feels they got to call their dad as a part of an emergency, right? For emergencies only. That doesn't mean you need to actually call the emergency organizations. Maybe an emergency for you could be calling, I don't know, a pastor, something like that. Whoops. So this is this phone, and it's been fun playing with it. I'm gonna plug this back in. Oops, I gotta unplug here. Let's see. So there we have it. My emergency connection. The only way I can connect to the outside world if I have an emergency in here is through that rotary phone. Let's see, rotary dial, he had all those 900 numbers memorized. His mom had to disconnect the phone because she couldn't pay. Yeah, you're saying that I was calling all the 900 numbers? Yep. Calling all the, I don't even know what's, the sports lines or just lonely chats. There's a lot of options. Get the scoop on the stock market. Call this 900 number to get the latest scoop on what to invest my money in. All right, I gotta plug in some battery, at least one battery. I think so. Okay. So I just wanted to play with that a little bit. I guess now that I'm done playing with it, I don't really have anything else to discuss. Actually, I want to ask for help about finding my transcripts. Maybe somebody can help me find my transcripts because my group of elite helpers, they're past me on their advancement in I don't know, in understanding what's going on with my case. They're a little ahead of me now, so I'm struggling just to find the transcripts for my 5 hearings. Maybe somebody can help me find that. I got a link for the Google folder. Let's see. Okay, we're turned on. We're charging up here. One's already good actually. So maybe I could just test. Make sure. Oh, that one's good too. Well, then it's just one that needs to be charged. So I'll go with that. I got if you could see here, I don't want to knock over the camera. Yeah, you could see you could kind of see the line that runs along here. I have doubled up the line so it could be further away. I got more coverage for this area. I love her. Oh man, Charles, you got some jokes. That's right. Those 900 numbers were very tempting. They wouldn't, they wouldn't offer those services if they didn't think they had value, and they definitely sold them hard, and they were tempting, very tempting. A lot of them. Let's see, what's the crime? Yeah, when you call 911, you got to give them the secret word, the secret phrase, or they won't help you. Hello 911, what's the crime? That's what they should be asking. That's what the 911 needs to be asking. All right, that should be a standard. Not what's your emergency, what's the crime? Let's get right to the bottom of it. Tell us if you really have a good reason to call us, because um, I don't know, a dog running through your garden isn't exactly a crime. So, what's your emergency? They like to ask that when you're in jail. When I was in the Williston, North Dakota jail, and there's COVID, everybody's in 23.5 hour lockdown. Your only mode of communication was through the call box, and uh, they always, when you press that button and they answer, and it's rare that they'll answer, they'll give up on you eventually. Oh, this cord is falling apart. Well, they ask, what's your emergency? In the jail, they could see you on camera. You're calling them. You're just inmates standing there. You physically have to get up and push and go over to the call box and push the button. It's not like you're lying there in misery. Um, you're consciously able and physically able to, if you can press that call button, you're likely not to have an emergency. It's not this, I've fallen down and I can't get up. I've fallen down and I can't get up. Here, well, I don't need to demonstrate. I'm like, maybe I could flop on the ground. I don't need to demonstrate that. It's not the emergency. There's not really emergencies in the jail. When people calling through a call box to the jailers in their communication room, they're not going to get emergencies through the call box. All right, and they were saying that as an insult. When you're an inmate sitting there calling them on the call box, 'cause that's the only means of communication. You could shout through walls, but that's not easy to hear. Doing the call box was where you could actually, talk in your normal voice. But they would answer, "What's your emergency?" And I never gave them an emergency. I was just asking questions about the conditions, and I don't know, when do we get let out or whatever. They skipped me for a day. They actually skipped me, like, I don't know, the third day in or second day in, and that was, just we only got a half hour outside of the jail cell, and that was only to go into the main room for a half hour, and they cycled everybody, and they just skipped me, and so I called them about that. And it was an answer of, what's your emergency? And it's like they're pretty much slapping me on the face when they ask that, because who calls for an emergency through the call box in a jail? That's how Williston did it. I don't even think the call boxes work in Natchitoches Detention Center in Louisiana. I saw that there was call boxes, but nobody used them. Nobody used any call boxes, and there were call boxes, but I don't think those call boxes even worked. I don't think they had the ability. They had the ability to install them, but to keep them working or even get them working, I don't know. People were talking through the walls and just yelling through the walls. Let's see. Charles Wilson Peele was a child. Couldn't wait until Victoria's Secret catalog arrived. Yeah, nobody really looks forward to those Victoria's Secret catalogs. They're just they're they pale. They don't have the same quality that you find on the internet. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna make a couple of checks here. All right. Uh, where do I find that folder? Okay, I saved a link, I believe. I think, and I could also find that link. Okay, this might be the link that Dan gave me. All right, I'm gonna. Oh, I can't chat in that. Okay, I can't quite chat in that window. So I want to find, and let's go through this together. I'll open up. Okay, I'll type it into here. All right. Maybe somebody can help point me in the direction, 'cause I'm having difficulty with this. We'll open up the window. Let's see. Nope. No. I'll open up the window here in a minute. It'll just be a little second here. Window capture, yes. All right. All right, there it is. Now, where do I find the information I need? The offender Hines folder. I have given you a link in the chats, and at I don't know, time. I should have time on OBS. Don't I have a time marker? Let me bring it up. Time of about 21 minutes in. I gave a link. I'll just shrink because I do have a time. And these are the choices. And I still just like, where are my 5 hearings? I ask you, where are my 5 hearings? All right. I look through these, I see, I mean, these guys are ahead of me on organization. They organized this, they used 4.44 gigabytes of 15 gigabytes, and you can buy more storage. So they used a lot of gigabytes, and that's all words, really. Some video on the Google Drive. So what is all this? Where do I find in all this organization? Where do I find my 5 hearings? Because I'd like to share them. I'd like to go through them again. So Jeff Welch had a underwear section at the Sears catalog, not quite Victoria's. Yeah, the Sears was not, or the Sears was acceptable in some ways. Oh, you need a password? What? So you guys can't even help me. Olga Luke says that I think you're right. I don't think I could just share this with anybody. This does have to kind of stay. There's some things. There's some things that I don't think that Phil submitted. There's some things that definitely cannot be shared. So I guess I'm sharing some secret stuff here. Well, maybe you can help me through the screen. Yeah, I do have to search each individual for sure, the way it looks. Okay, didn't I just hide? Oh, I hid it. Okay. Okay, yeah, that doesn't help. Okay. All right, you have to search each individual file. All right, I'm gonna put that in front, and let's see, maybe I can move this over, and I can't expand by much. Search drive, I can, well, just, how about over here? All right, we'll see how that looks. All right, so I'm looking for the 5 hearings. I'm told that they're in here. All right, they can't be court records for Actually, there could be court records for it. Now that I think about it, I'll just go into that. All right. Where are hearings 1 through 5? I don't think it's court minutes, right? Okay, let me just see how well that shows. Yeah, okay. All right. And that's minutes of court. A resisting an officer. I appeared on motions. Hearing. What is this? Approved by Owsley. We don't have a date. When I see, this is a surprise to me. I don't have. Oh, February 15th. Okay, the first hearing, and we have minutes of the court. I should have minutes of the court for every hearing. They had one written up on February 15th or for February 15th. Hearing on motion to dismiss, both parties gave oral arguments. The court finds the motion to be premature. Yeah, he called me premature a lot. Hearing on bill of particulars. Hearing on motion for discovery. Motion to transfer venue. Let's see, I gave oral arguments before the court. The court denied motion because this is a criminal court and not a civil court, and the matter is a criminal matter, not a civil matter. Well, yeah, that's for transfer of venue. But you can't, I mean, they don't care if it's a civil or criminal. They don't care about the difference between the civil and criminal in other states. You could just go right to district court. But Judge Owsley says that you have to be in civil court to transfer, and that's not the case for most other states. Let's see, basically, that's a transcript. No, this is not a transcript. This is only minutes. There's a difference between minutes and transcript. Okay, court exhibits offered. I know this isn't it. Evidence offered in the March 21st hearing. We got. Oh, that's right. Yeah, their evidence. Oh, and the 911 calls. Oh, I remember that. All your guys' comments got me in trouble. It got me 30 days with all these comments. There's something about underlining the restricted areas, and this is all stuff that Cloyd Benjamin wants to use for a future to charge me in the future with witness intimidation. Vince McCucumber reached out to the other auditor channels and asked them to cover what's going on. Yeah, so that's, I mean, you know, that's the prosecutor picking and choosing whatever he feels like. He's working towards a bigger case because what he was bringing forth was what Judge Owsley said was beyond his jurisdiction, and he uses that as a explanation for a lot of things that were tried. Resisting subpoena requested by me to Nakata Scott. And then, I don't know, who's body movements. Resisting subpoena to Thurman Miller. You are commanded to appear, held in Natchitoches. You are commanded to appear. So I didn't just request. This is they had to seriously come in to all testify to help me get thrown in jail for 30 days. Carlos Jimenez, okay, it's called subpoena requested by the states, but they're commanded to show up. Yeah, I got beat up. Let's see, and then, oh yeah, Rosalind Parker, she got commanded to appear. Jordan Davis. commanded request. Oh, and then that's all their names. Okay, well this isn't it, obviously. Subpoena. Oh, this is a repeat? They love to do repeats. Oh, we got a witness list. Okay. Oh, okay, I guess I called in Davis. Whatever. There's 28 pages of this. I guess I really didn't go through this. It's all copies of things I filled out, so. Well, some of it's, not all. Some of this is not familiar. So we got commandings. We got, this is looking like a repeats pretty much. That's why they got 28 pages. Because it should be half that. Half the number of pages. Something Monica Rogers? Who's that? Good afternoon. Please subpoena Jimenez as a witness. Please use the Natchitoches. So who wants to email Monica Rogers and ask her what her position is? Who is M Rogers? Now I have it in M Rogers at 10JDA. At 10JDA. Alright. .org. .org. Okay, so who's that? She wrote a subpoena. Whoops, nope. Yep. Okay. Asking for, please subpoena Carlos Jimenez and then send it to the library's email address. Oh, City Court Liaison. Oh, we got a call. It's for emergencies only though, so is that the emergency? Am I being called for an emergency? Monica, City Court Liaison. What does she do? I don't understand. Because I know there's friends of the court, but she is a city court liaison. And she doesn't, I mean, Shanita's in the courthouse. And Monica is district attorney's office. It doesn't sound like she's a secretary for Cloyd Benjamin, but she is in the district attorney's office. She's the city court liaison, so she might be like a secretary specifically who works with the city courts, but she's in the district courthouse, and they're asking for Jimenez. I asked for Jimenez. I didn't really care about talking to Davis. The Quinta I wanted to talk to. Yeah, Parker, yeah, I wanted to talk to, for sure. Thurman Miller I wanted to talk to. Alright, so what do we got here? Okay, so Monica says, please send subpoenas in the Travis Hines matter. So this is the Cloyd Benjamin asking to subpoena Officer Miller, Favors, and Davis. Also the librarian too. A temp email? Where do you get that idea? I got a copy of it. It's not like a Snapchat for email. That'd be interesting. Because you can Snapchat pictures and videos, but what about emails? This email will self-destruct. So yeah, confidential. For the sole use of the intended recipient, any review, use, distribution, or disclosure by others is prohibited. If you are not the intended recipient or authorized to receive for the recipient, please contact the sender by reply email and delete all copies of this message. All right, I'm gonna have to email her and tell her that I've published this in this video, I guess. Proton email .org is Proton. So I'm gonna have to let Monica Rogers know that I've broadcast this email on my channel. What is the charge? Failure to ID. Now let's see. Request for subpoena. Man, how does this look on the? I haven't looked at the. Okay, I see that I have been covering some of it with my picture. So let me just shrink out my picture a little bit. That wasn't. Yeah, maybe just a little bit there. So I think this, yeah, page 27. This is. Well, this is what? Okay, subpoena. I subpoenaed on March 3rd. I subpoenaed the police policies, and you know what? Okay, looks like Charles is out. I got less. Dan got more out of Chief Collins with the police policies than I got. Dan got more out of the police policies as a public records request than I got for my trial. All right, I got the answer from Judge Ousley that he doesn't think it's relevant, so he can't force the Judge Ousley doesn't care to even look at the police policies. He doesn't want me to look at the police. If he doesn't care to look at them, I shouldn't be looking at them either. I don't know. I tried to get the police policies for my trial, and I was denied. And Dan at least got a lot more, just as part of a public records request. He only had to go back and forth 7, 10 times, whatever. And Goldweems finally released something I would have been reading before my trial. So this was a part of my subpoena to the chief, Nikhil Collins. You're commanded in the name of the state to appear March 18th to produce the police policies, training, disciplinary records. And he fought it. He said, "You're not getting anything, Mr. Hines. You're not getting a darn thing." And the judge stood behind that, said he didn't think it was relevant. He stood behind it, saying that Travis is not getting anything, and then further added he didn't think it was relevant. But it only took a couple of months and a lot of back and forth with Goldweems' law firm for Dan to get a little something at least. A little something's better than nothing. So all I could do is sit on my thumbs, sit on both of my hands with nothing. Just try to research in other ways for my defense. And they crippled me in every step of the way. All right, it seems to me that if you hurt their feelings or check their ego, someone's in trouble. Yep. So these subpoenas aren't it. That's the subpoenas. So that's not it. We got summons, which, all right. Let me take a peek. Hines received copy before going to jail. Did I? I didn't go to jail with any paperwork. That's a lie. You have been ordered to pay. Yeah, I didn't. I don't recall having this paperwork. They would have given it to me in jail. I think they didn't give me anything. They just said they did. Because I would have. I don't recall this. Yeah, July 19th. Even in my personal belongings in the storage area in jail, I didn't I didn't get that when I finally got out of jail after 20 some days. I think that they like to say things they did. They like to say that they did certain things that they didn't actually do, but just make it look good as a part of the paperwork, as a part of the record in general. So, thank you, eyes all. I appreciate that. $5 pretty much. And then you got to keep it up with a pear working out. A bluish green pear. You are to be in Natchitoches Court March 23rd for the purpose of that's the trial. The defense of your case may be assigned. What? So I have this piece of paperwork. Did I overlook that? The defense of your case may be assigned. It's not shall be assigned. And they're saying it is my responsibility to contact the above number to apply and qualify for services prior to my assigned court dates. If I am incarcerated, advise the jailer that my case has been assigned to the public defender and I will be allowed to call my attorney. So, yeah, they want to say that it's my responsibility to do all the contacting, but it's a guaranteed right. It's not a privilege having an attorney to help represent me. It's not a privilege. It's a right. What happened to your car while you were in jail? Did they tow it? Yeah, it was stored at a friend's house. Let's see. These are not what I'm looking for. You're ordered to appear at the city court the 12th of May. Okay. And that was the original, but I showed up on the 15th of February, not the 12th of May, because I learned their schedule, and I didn't want to sit around. I wanted to take care of this as quickly as I could. So I showed up at the immediate next city court date. So what, February, March, April, May. Instead of waiting 4 months to show up, I showed up the next month. I didn't need 4 months to prepare. I wanted to get that. I wanted to get the evidence that they intended to use against me right away, so I could start my defense right away. So this is a collection of all the summons. Okay, this is the order to pay a fine. This is March 23rd. I should go back in time. March 15th, March 7th, and okay, the original. I think I had 5 hearings, so there should probably be more. My car was not, I didn't pay any money for impound. Let's see. Affidavit for arrest, order signed. So that's the order. Does that show up okay? Oh, look at that. I have to cover everything up with my picture. So all the orders, so I'm not quite finding my hearings. Hearings on second motions, court minutes, request for subpoenas, deuces, tokum, court minutes. It's just all the information having to do with every step of the way to my trial exhibits. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, trial transcript? Okay, and it says, oh, does it even show? Okay, it says it's so big that I have to download it. I've already downloaded it. So then, if the trial transcript is in here, then the other transcripts should be in here. Okay, there they are. I found it. It's under court records for writs. So, yeah, it's the very upper left. Okay, now I know where they're at. All right, are they okay, they're by dates. They're annotated. I got trial transcripts, and then the first one, February 15th. And then we go into talk. Your Honor, I'd like to call the state versus set up a chair. And this courtroom is packed. So the judge was being nicer to me because the courtroom was packed full. And he wanted he was doing a political, he was playing politics in a full courtroom. This was an opportunity for him. And then he turned into a really bad guy after when the courtroom is pretty much empty. And it looks like I can copy and paste these transcripts. It looks like it's acknowledging. Let me test this out. It looks like I can copy and paste. Control C. Let's see if I can let me just do this. I'll do please note when you file a motion, I don't. Alright, copy. I'll go into chat. Can I paste that? Wow, look at that. So I can copy and paste everything. I don't have to retype this. It's over, move on. Robert Parker helped Travis out a lot. Yeah, he did. And he's a little further advanced than me on this. So now I know where the transcripts are. I got, business to take care of here. And then yeah, I had to argue with the city judge. The motion I want to say stands on its own. I can add that I do have other court cases I'd like to add. Okay, and this is on the motion to dismiss. Your first motion you filed back in January. I request this court make a ruling on the lawful nature of my arrest. It's a matter of law. Okay, I give them all my arguments. I can skip through those. Oh yeah, and then I was asking about the discovery. So the motion to dismiss he has presented. So Prosecutor Benjamin, Your Honor, I think that Mr. Hines mentioned his motion to dismiss evolved into a constitutional discussion. Yep. Clearly and squarely, just if you take his motion to dismiss, it's without merit. It's not provided for in the Louisiana law criminally. We don't recognize a motion to dismiss. That's something that's germane to a civil proceeding. His vehicle is a motion to quash, and the grounds for motion to quash in the code, Article 535, are specific. A motion to quash may be filed at any time right before the commencement of trial. Right before, any time before the commencement of trial. Charge is not punishable under valid statutes. The indictment does not conform with the requirements of Chapter 2 of the Constitution. The trial for the offense charged will constitute double jeopardy. The time limitation issue. The court has no jurisdiction of the offense charged. The information of charges on the offense in which prosecution is instituted was not brought by a grand jury. The individual charged with violation of uniform controlled substance. Okay. So yeah, they make their arguments there. It's a lot going on. When you file a motion, oh yeah. So there's yeah, that's the first hearing. Donate to Travis Hines with PayPal? Okay, I thought that was, for some reason I thought that was the GoFundMe, Charles. Alright. So all of these transcripts are probably, I could probably copy and paste all of them. I'll check the next arraignment. Okay, let's just see. Nope, the first one I could. This one I cannot. Oh wait, maybe. Sort of? Various things. If I want judge to down, well, okay, what's going to show up? What's going to show up there? Did you record last? Like any device? That's what I'm asking. Heinz, I gave a 19, 20, 21, 20. What the heck's all that? So I have a string. So copying and pasting is a little tricky. You're gonna have to do some work proofreading. I don't know how those numbers evolved. I'll go down a little bit. Let's see, this is hearing number 2. Oh, yeah. So, no, it didn't. Copying and pasting is definitely faster than typing, so I'll just kind of choose my name, which it didn't take. I gotta maybe go up above it. It grabbed it, but didn't take. Going for a new trial. Yep, gonna get a new trial with an actual. Yes, sir. Understand if that's even a no. Still have to make the response. Yeah, that's. It didn't copy my name. I tried to save my name. Maybe the line above it. Okay. Now it'll probably save, right? Okay, yeah, there's my name. All right, yeah, this is tricky to save, but yeah, that's what's going on. So I found everything, and I guess that's gonna cover it. So at this point, yeah, that part is pretty much done. You can see my screen. It's a little fuzzy. Maybe, let me enhance. You can see my screen on the screen. It's a shadow or something, I guess. So yeah, this is the room for today. Taking care of a little extra business. I was going to throw a bunch of new charges because they're, yeah, I'm looking at new charges. I mean, whatever they can make up and toss at me. I hope they make them more serious so that I can get into more jury, a more jury defense with jury. But yeah, we'll see. Give them time. They're still working on new charges. You know, they could take years, I guess. And they know I'm coming back, so you know, why not? Why not do something? I mean, if they can get this charge to stick about failure to ID, don't forget my hats. Okay. I half the reason I wear my hat is for the sun, and the other half are for the bugs. I want to give bugs a brim to fly around. I want to give them a little bit more of a challenge instead of just coming straight at me, straight at my eyes. I want them to have to at least fly around the brim, all around too. The Feelings Police Academy. So I guess that's probably going to cover it. I'm going to get kicked out of here. So this is just a short test. I think I'm going to stop streaming. Thanks everybody for visiting at this hour on this day, and have a good